Sometimes war is in fact the answer. If someone's breaking into your house, preparing to rob, maim, and murder, this is not a time to offer them a cup of coffee and discuss with them their childhood trauma. If somebody is about to attack you, you need to rise up against them and protect yourself from them. This is what Israel is doing right now in the most just war to protect herself from further October 7th massacres, God forbid. Listen to how this is explained by Israel's Prime Minister, Bibi Netanyahu.
I want to talk to you about appeasement then and appeasement now. Before World War II, the Western countries tried to appease Hitler. He said, just give me a piece of Czechoslovakia and I'll make peace with you. And they cowed, and they bowed, and they yielded. And they gave Hitler a piece of Czechoslovakia, and you know what happened next. Hitler invaded Czechoslovakia and then started the worst war in the history of the world, World War II. Well, today the West is telling Israel, just give the Palestinians a piece of Israel and they'll make peace with you. No, they won't. For the last century, they've been offered a state of their own, and they refused because their goal is not to create a state for themselves, it's to destroy the state of ours, the Jewish state. That's their national goal. So we're not going to commit national suicide. We will not bow to foreign critics who lack the courage to face their own enemies, yet lecture us on how to face ours. We will not reward terror. We will defeat it. And the Jewish people will live free, strong, eternal in our land.
True to what Bibi was saying, it's important to understand the difference between Neville Chamberlain and Winston Churchill. In 1938, Neville Chamberlain negotiated with Hitler, and he triumphantly declared peace in our times. Here he was at the Munich Agreement, trying to declare that he could make peace through diplomacy. And what that led to, by him surrendering that part of Czechoslovakia, the Sudetenland, a part of Czechoslovakia, in an attempt to appease Hitler, we know that that ultimately emboldened the terrorism of Adolf Hitler, and ultimately led to World War II. It was the courage and the strength of Winston Churchill, who refused to negotiate with the devil, who insisted on unconditional surrender, both in Germany as well as in Japan. This is what ultimately led to world peace. Israel is in exactly the same situation right now. And it is so incredibly hypocritical of European nations to demand of Israel to have a policy of appeasement when in fact appeasement is what will lead to further bloodshed. Only strength will bring peace. And this is a very important principle in Torah. When the Torah teaches us that when somebody rises up to attack you, you must attack them first. You cannot apologize. There's nothing wrong with being strong. In fact, strength is what brings peace. Weakness is what exposes vulnerability and emboldens the terrorists to rise up again and again and again. Another principle we learn in Torah is that when somebody is kind to the cruel, they will ultimately end up being cruel to the kind. Again, when somebody's kind to the cruel, you'll ultimately end up being cruel to the kind. When you're nice to terrorists and you're saying, yes, we'll give you land, and yes, we'll reward you with your own state because your massacre on October 7th was so incredibly, unthinkably evil, then what that's going to cause is that other terrorists and those terrorists themselves will say, well, hostage-taking works, massacring works, crimes against humanity works, and therefore they will do it again and again. It's only when we show them that we have zero tolerance for evil, that we will hunt them out and disarm those terrorists to ensure that there will be no forces that rise up and attack Jewish people, not in Israel and not anywhere else in the world. It's then that we can be assured of world peace. We cannot apologize for being strong, because sometimes war is in fact the only solution.